Happy Sunday. How are you doing wherever you are? We are doing absolutely fine here. Thank you for all of your lovely supportive messages over the last week. We are on day 12 in lockdown. It's actually Saturday today, but I just thought I'd give you a quick update before we start the video. We are fine. Everybody in Positano is fine so far. There has been one confirmed case of coronavirus on the Amalfi Coast yesterday, and that was up in Vietri, which is the other end of the coast from here. So other than that, everybody's been very lucky so far. In the next few days, I think the number of cases are going to be peaking. You will have all read the devastating news coming from North Italy, where it is extremely bad. So we are keeping at home as much as we can. It's all we can do. Actually, I haven't been out since I picked up Sky from the airport, which was 8 days ago now. Obviously, you will see in the video that I am going up and down the steps and walking through the woods. That is all very, very close to home. We are allowed to take the dog for a walk around the block, and that is my block. At the very beginning of this video, I've added a little drone clip of our house and pulling out so you can see exactly how isolated we are. And that is where I was walking, in those woods around the house. Anyway, on with the video, and I will see you next week. Good morning. Today we are on quarantine day 7 in Italy, so we're all getting used to it now, settling into our new lives, and me and Carlo today are going to attempt to make a new garden dining table. Carlo is in the basement searching out some wood, which we have plenty of. Everything that we make this table with, we already... we already have here, so we are not going to be going out. Oh my god, what are you doing? So we're not going to be going out to get anything, obviously, so we're going to see if we can make a whole big dining table with stuff that we already have. While he is doing that, I'm going to go and clean out the chickens and check for eggs, which we still haven't had any of yet. Lots of poos, no eggs. You stupid animals, come out! That's it, can you? We are discussing our wood options. Now, Carla gave me a choice of making a table out of these smooth beams or the old rustic ones. And I immediately said I like the thick old rustic ones, just more suited to the garden really. But what we've just realised is that over here, we already have some that we made earlier. Now, these ones have already been stuck together, 2 of them. They need to be cut a bit, but that's part of the table already done. Hai qualcosa da aggiungere?
Queste tavole erano più lunghe di 4 metri, erano 4 metri e mezzo. Se tu non mi facevi tagliare un pezzo l'altra volta, adesso c'aveva un perfetto doppio di 2 metri e 20.
Ah, okay, I didn't know what this was. This was actually a bench on the side of the swimming pool. Oh, what a shame. It was exactly the right size. But apparently I made him cut it, so now it's not the right size, but we can at least use part of it. I have measured out how much chicken feed I need for 4 chickens per day and put it in a jar. Are you hungry, chickies? Gentle, everybody calm. So this is the table that Carlo made yesterday. It's come out incredibly well. You'd probably pay a hell of a lot of money for that if you had to buy it. Anyway, he has filled all the gaps in because there were some rather large gaps here. So he's filled it all in with silicone and it has to be all sanded down again and then oiled and waxed and it's ready. But isn't that amazing? All out of stuff that we had in the basement. So I've just received news that Sky's boarding house is closing down and all students are to be removed immediately, so I think I made a really good decision the other day to bring her home early. Carla has also been told to stay home for the next 15 days at least, so we're all here. If we carry on renovating at the rate we've been going, we will have a whole new empire here by the end of the quarantine. What are you doing up there? You're not my cat. And now that the table is pretty much done, it is time to fill in the gaps and plant some seeds. Tu hai mischiato già i semi?
Sì, ho preso quei sacchi di torba già pronti, c'è il concime dentro. Poi su sono andato a prendere un secchio dell'erba macerata che è diventato torbo uguale. Ci ho mischiato i semi dentro, adesso li spalmo tutto a terra, poi innaffiamo. La terra scenderà giù, perché scende giù, un altro po' di semi, un altro po' di terreno. Sì, so che sembra un grande casino, però poi dopo sarà tutto bello verde.
I'm cooking pasta with broccoli because I picked the rest of the broccoli in the garden, what was there, and needed something to do with it. So I'm just basically cooking up the broccoli. I've chopped it into small pieces and I'm cooking it in a big pan with garlic, chili pepper, olive oil, salt, and some water just to make it soft. It's that simple really. You can put some sausage in with it, but we haven't got any, so we're just going to have it with pasta. I am filming on a variety of different cameras at the moment because my Canon that I've always used is completely locked up and seized up and broken. It's jammed like that, open. It won't let me turn it on, turn it off or anything, so can't do anything about that at the moment. So that's there. I am now filming on a selection of luckily I've got quite a few things. I've got my phone, DJI Osmo Pocket, and now I'm back using my old camera, which is a Lumix GF6. So you might notice different sorts of qualities, but that is why. Lunch is ready! No walkies! Come on! Do you want to go for walkies? She comes. Everybody for walkies. That empty coast road. As of today, it looks like most of you will be joining us in isolation or lockdown, whatever you want to call it. So I'm not going to go on about it much. I'm just going to carry on doing videos of what we're doing every day and how we're getting through it. Obviously, mainly at home and in the mountainside around home. It's all a little bit overgrown for you two, isn't it? That's the problem when it's springtime. Ran out of chocolate, so I am now baking chocolate brownie cookies. Yum yum! Let's go and see what Carlo is up to today. He is making a little bedside table, tiny little bedside table.
Yeah.
Which needs to go in the guest house. Not that we're going to have any guests this year. Well, we'll see about that. Hopefully we will. It's all in a bit of disarray at the moment. So there's a little bedside table that side, but there's nothing on the other side, and we haven't got much space there, so we're going to just put a little corner table on the wall. Now that he has trimmed back the orange tree outside, you can see the sea from here. Well, you actually can't today because the sea seems to have vanished into nothing, but what a clear view.
Allora, con questa andiamo a ricoprire questo bordo qui
che è orribile, ovviamente non è come questo.
Incolla a caldo. Con il caldo del ferro da stile si incolla questo coso. Bello, no?
Sì, perfetto. Now, whoever sleeps on that side has somewhere to put their phone and their bottle of water. Possibly a very small book. This morning, my little seeds have started to come out. That took 5 days, so now we're calculating that this part here, we planted this on, was it yesterday? Yeah, so Tuesday, so next Tuesday, Wednesday. So they'll start coming out in about a week's time. I am now cooking some gnocchi because we got some mozzarella in our order. What are you meowing at? Oh, what do you want? Gnocchi is really easy to make. Elizabeth is the queen of gnocchi. She's always making it, but I already have a packet here, so I'm not going to bother making my own today. I'm just going to make some really simple sauce, chop up some of the mozzarella that I got delivered this morning, and very simple lunch all done. I gave them a couple of new perches yesterday, and I've just put Polly up on the higher one. They're all so curious. They're all trying to get up there with her now. The reason we've had no eggs at the moment is because the chickens are still really young. I've done a bit of research online now, and what I have learnt is that when their crests are really tiny and pale, they're not ready to lay eggs. When their crests start growing and turn red, then that's when they're getting to the point of laying eggs. And one of our chicks has got a crest that's slightly bigger than the others, and it's gone red in the last couple of days, so hopefully she will give us an egg soon. Okay, we're going to take a walk around the garden, look at some flowers, and I'm going to give you some tips for how to deal with quarantine. We are 10 days into quarantine now. Some of you may just be starting, so I'm going to give you some of the tips that I found have helped me the best. First of all, don't constantly listen to the news. Give yourself a break. Listen to the news in the morning and in the evening if you have to, but for the rest of the day, turn off the radio, turn off the TV and listen to something else. Put music on. We've been listening to a lot of just relaxing, calming music. We've had it playing in the garden. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts. You can go on to Spotify, iTunes, or even your Amazon Alexa and choose from hundreds and hundreds of podcasts to listen to. Put some sort of structure in your day. Wake up in the morning, do an hour of exercise, answer your emails, spend some time outside if you have that possibility. We are spending more time outside than ever at the moment, and we've been very lucky with this weather, I have to say. Some of my friends can't spend much time outside because they don't have an outside to spend time in, but if you've got it, make the most of it. Obviously there's a lot of cooking going on. Teach yourself some new things. I've been baking a lot more lately. I've never been much of a baker, seeing as I always have to prepare 2 meals a day anyway, so at least I'm used to that. But I started baking cakes and biscuits and cookies, and everybody's loving it. Of course, we're all going to roll out of here in a few weeks' time, absolutely enormous, but who cares at this point? So obviously they have schoolwork to do. Now with Sky, she is very lucky because she's in between GCSEs and A levels, so she hasn't got important exams this year, but she still has to study. And I am a firm believer that teenagers need to sleep early in the morning, so I'm letting her wake up at 10. I'm giving her an hour and a half to get herself ready, and then at 11:30 she has to study for 2 hours. She takes a break for lunch, and then she goes and studies for another 2 hours or more, depending on what sort of day we're having. But she needs that structure in her life, and also she has to be forced off the sofa and get out and do some exercising as well, which is very important for everybody. Exercise, whether you have to run up and down your stairs in your house, whether you have to do star jumps on your balcony, go onto YouTube, find a class that you can do at home with no equipment, or if you have equipment, use it, and get on with it. It's the best time to start. We've got no excuses now not to exercise. Of course, now is the perfect time to do all those things that you have been putting off for years. So clean out those cupboards and wardrobes and strange drawers full of bits of crap. Write that book, write some letters to people, call people, That's another very important one. Video calls, WhatsApp calls, however you want to call people, especially the people that you know are alone at the moment. Check on your friends, call people you might not normally call. Just send them a message. Make sure everyone's okay around you. It will all be appreciated, believe me. Circle your garden like I'm doing. Clean out your chicken coop. If you've got seeds, plant them. They'll start growing soon. It's the perfect time. I know that a lot of people are downloading an app called House Party, where you can have basically like video conference calls with big groups of friends, anybody in your contacts list. That could be quite fun to do. Read a good book. There's tons of good books out there. Actually, I thought I'd be spending loads of times reading, and I'm literally reading for about 10 minutes every night before I fall asleep because I'm so tired, because I'm doing so much more than I expected. That is another thing. You will find more to do than you expected because nobody's going to be going out for dinner or lunch. There's no takeaways, and you're cooking more, and that takes time. So yeah, that's some of my little tips of what you can be doing and what will get you through. But just keep in contact with other people and don't listen to too much news. Those are the two main ones. Day 11, zombie apocalypse. I hear noises from outside. We have to go and combat the zombies. Let's go!
Anche Olli sta arrivando. Stanno già scappando i zombie.
We have to go down into the riverbed and find them and kill them all! A few years ago, this was the main highway running from North Italy to South Italy. It has now been reduced to rubble by the zombies, and we have to go and find them to stop them from making any more damage to the city. We have arrived. The ancient city of Positano was once here. There is nothing left. It has been destroyed. We must hunt for survivors. My trusty sidekick is clearing the road. It is covered with brambles. We cannot pass. Also with us is trusty Itty Bitty Ditty. One may wonder what a zombie combat explorer girl keeps in her rucksack. Let me show you. 100 pairs of false eyelashes from China. This is the secret weapon to winning the zombie apocalypse. 100 fake eyelashes from China. And an old cereal bar. An ancient staircase has been found. Is there civilization nearby? Seem to be in the land of the butterflies. Remains of human lives. A cemetery full of graves. Today is day 12 of self-isolation, and we're going okay. The weather's been amazing. We've been very, very lucky. It's supposed to be changing in the next week, so it might make things a little bit more, I'm not going to say difficult, because it's not difficult, because we've got a great property here and we're very lucky, but we might be inside more over the next week, so I'm not sure what I'm going to be filming. There'll probably be lots of cooking and baking. Other than that, today me and Carla have decided to oil the wood around the swimming pool, which has to be done every year, so I'm going to go and get on with that, which probably means I'm going to have to change out of my flowy dress. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next week, and please stay at home and stay safe.